But it's an easy setup. It's easy to get this.
We should load up. Right, so we're out here at Lake Arivaka, and Johnathan Odell is setting up our decoys, and we've already had a bunch of teal buzz us. So he says we can expect mallard and cinnamons, and I'm really hoping for cinnamons because they're kind of like the perfect colors for the state of Arizona, so pretty stoked about it.
Just watching some coots right now. Heard either some bass fishermen or duck boat hunters from yesterday pull in. So I think all the ducks are probably hung up around the dam. Those guys get those boats out there, it'll start pushing the ducks around. Get them over to us. We got a mallard up a little ways from us, but he's calm, but we haven't seen much other than all the spectacular coots this morning.
Time to move to phase 2.
So what's our plan now?
Tank jump in. It's kind of the old school, there'll be there's like 6 ducks in that little teeny cattle pond. And you kind of sneak up right behind the berm that holds that pond together. You pop over the top and let fly and see if it happens. It's a good way to kill Mexican ducks. It's kind of a mallard variant, which is, I've never shot one. So that's the hope for the afternoon.
On this chilly Sunday morning with a little bit of wind, thinking of climbing up to that knob, but I'm not sure that I can see any more from that knob than I can see from right here. But oh, look at the ravens. They know I'm going to shoot one today. Wonder what Edgar Allan Poe would have to say about that. But sun's going to be up here in a short while, so I got to get my optics out and get set up and find Big Hank. Unfortunately today, our buddy David Brinker is sick as a dog, so he had to stay back in camp. I'm hoping we don't got to take him to an airport because he is really sick right now. That's never good, but it's all on my shoulders now. big shoulder. Stay tuned. This episode, you're going to see, I'm mostly chasing Coues Deer. I got to get even with the Coues Deer. And then Holly and Hank are doing some duck hunting. They're both big waterfowlers. Brian and Sam are chasing anything that's legal. I think deer and rabbits are going to be their primary focus.
Ooh.
I think I got it.
I think you did too. Ooh.
Dinner.
Marcus and Kara did the javelina thing. Johnathan he is a small game guy. Jonathan's mostly going to be about ducks and rabbits. And Wade is our quail guy. And I'm sure I'm missing somebody. A lot of people involved. So you're going to see everything about the Sonoran Desert of Arizona. Every species that you can come here and pursue. And then we're going to show you how fun it is to eat it. And if that doesn't get you excited to come here and try it yourself someday, I guess I'm not doing my job. You got the same idea I got. I was just coming to get you.
Okay, good. That's not 4 does.
That's 4 more does than I saw. Well, what do you say we jump in our rigs and drive up here a ways and
Sounds good.
find a new spot?
Let's go do that.
Okay. People think you carry a lot of stuff elk hunting. I carry more stuff Coues deer hunting than I do elk hunting. Coming around the corner towards us. She's right by that orange tree up from him. Still too far away. There's a bigger buck and a little button buck with a doe down here. The bigger buck and the doe are behind the trees. The button buck is feeding his way down, thinking you and I slip down this little crack here. And we get up here, we gotta do it soon before the sun gets any higher. So we have that shadow line to cover us. And we get right to that tree and wait. That's our best chance, I think. He's bedded right under a tree. He's got a tree uphill from him. We couldn't come in from behind because the wind is coming right down over him. Jeez, brother. I screwed that up. He was standing there with that doe right on the other side of that fence. I thought he was going downhill. He was pushing her up this way. And then he saw me or something because he looked up. And I looked, I'm like, crap, that's him. And I ranged it and I had 40.2 yards, but I couldn't shoot through those limbs, so I thought I'd get over here. And he came over and he stopped right there. But I still couldn't shoot with limbs. And then he just... Damn it. One day, Marcus, we're going to make this work. That was close.
That's close. That's cool.
Every time I do this, I realize why people sit water when they do archery coups. But me sitting water, I'd rather sit in the electric chair than sit water. Well, I say we go get our stuff, huh?
What do you think? We can go find some birds? All right. That doesn't look bad over there. There are merns in this canyon somewhere. You got their diggings right here. Pretty torn up too. I'm more optimistic now, man. I think I got one. They're kind of a little flighty. So I guess there's a covey of merns right here. Dang. God dang. Shy, come! Oh. God dang, I missed behind me. I've never seen him break that far away. Huh. We weren't even close to him. No. Running like gambles, man. That bird had to run right up out of there. Oh, jeez. Had to. I hit one! Yeah! I hit one! Shy, hold! Drop.
All right.
I did get one. They're pretty birds. Even the hens are pretty.
All right, we're swapping it up tonight. David finally recovered a small amount. So he and the camera are going this way. I'm going that way. So you know who is going to see the deer. Me, unfortunately, because I don't have a camera with me. But I'm mostly on a search for jackrabbits. My goal today is to shoot an antelope jackrabbit. Wish me luck.
yesterday morning when we were out hunting. I started getting the chills and just didn't have any energy and felt something in my lungs. And man, it all just hit me really hard. The flu. I think I got it from, I was just at Las Vegas at the SHOT Show, and it sounds like everybody else got it too. So I've been laying in bed for the last 24 hours. I can't hardly move. But tonight, Randy talked me into getting up. I'm feeling a little bit better, and we're just hanging out on a trail by a water hole. It's hard for me to sit and know that people are hunting, and we have to lay in bed and watch movies and stuff. So I'm hoping it completely goes away by tomorrow. If not, I'll just take it easy again and do something easy. Sit by a water hole or something. It seems to be a better way to kill one of these things anyway. We've sat here for about, I don't know, an hour and a half or something. And we spooked 5 deer walking in here, so the area must not have recovered from that because nothing else that came by, but I'm trying not to push it too hard. I'm starting to feel pretty cold, so we're gonna go back and have some javelina for dinner that Marcus killed, and I think some rabbit and some duck and some all kinds of other stuff. So that kind of sounds better to me than sitting here and coughing and hoping a Coues deer doesn't hear it.
There's more.
Yep, that one just died.
Coming around. Coming around. Right over you. Shy, come. Carol, got a streaky one. One big duck. I didn't see a big duck on there earlier, so it came in just for you guys. Hold. Drop. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah.
Blood hen buffies.
Here, you gotta
Cool,
hold
man.
up your trophies.
I think that's a Mexican duck.
Yep, it is.
Sweet! My first ever Mexican duck.
It's got some
Ooh, that's a beautiful blackjack.
little green on it.
Yeah, a little green on the side of his head.
That could be a hybrid.
Could be a hybrid, yeah.
Yeah.
That it is.
Sorry, duck, but it's the end of the season.
Shiloh. Mallard. A lot of work.
I got my first ever Mexican mallard. So it's kind of, we think this one is a hybrid between a regular mallard and a full-on Mexican duck. But it's a first for me, so that was kind of a cool way to end a really bizarre closer.
A really bizarre closer. And then
This is like, look around. This is desert. This is not really where people go to hunt ducks, but
no, definitely
there
not.
are ducks in the desert.
All right, let's
Happy
get out of
closer.
here.
So this is pozole verde. So it's a green pozole, and a pozole is just a kind of a Mexican stew. And as you can see, it's got javelina in it, and green chilies, and charred onions, and garlic. And then the white corn is hominy. And the cool thing about this is you can use almost any meat. So I would use, I have a recipe for this in my next cookbook, Pheasant, Quail, Cottontail. And I mainly use pheasant for it, but you can use wild turkey, you can use quail, you can use rabbit. And here we use javelina. And javelina is the other white meat. And it's really just a lot like pork. You could use pork, of course, and chicken if you wanted to go to the store, but who would want to do that because it's super boring. And it's basically a very simple stew. that you can choose your own adventure on afterwards. So you can add cheese, you can add tortilla chips, and since this is a green pozole, all of the things that you add are green. So green onions, cilantro, serrano chilies, and then these are chili piquins, the wild chilies that are pickled. So it adds a little bit of acidity and a little bit of heat as well. So anybody can kind of mix and match, and away we go.